Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is my review of this spectacular palette. This is the Meet Me at Midnight palette from Lois Cosmetics. Now my husband, who is American, he just told me, Leorah, you cannot say Lois Cosmetics, you have to say Lois Cosmetics. So if that is true, I'm going to try to say Lois Cosmetics from now on, and if it's true that I said it wrong all those times when I spoke about Lois Cosmetics, then I'm so sorry. It is just my own ignorance, but what can I say? It is what it is. Okay, so Lois Cosmetics is based in the UK, and this is, I do believe, the fourth palette that I have from this brand. So you have of course seen this brand featured here on my channel before, and when this got sneak peeked, the outer packaging, just the outer packaging, I was so excited. Do you remember when I spoke about this in my new makeup releases, when we just had this and then the first swatches came and I was like, you know, so yeah. And this is of course how she looks. Now let's see, this is how she looks. This is a very dark palette because it is of course Meet Me at Midnight. It would be very ridiculous if it would be all pastels, right? So this is how she looks, and I think this looks super pretty. And today I'm going to do my fourth look with this palette. Okay, so this is the one that we are going to create together, at least for a certain part, because of course, as you know, I always finish the look then, like completing the look off camera. Okay, so you will also see the other three looks of course in pictures, and you will also have seen them in other videos that I filmed in the meantime. If you're checking the description box and see which makeup I used in that video, then you will see that you've also seen this palette featured indirectly, basically quite a bit already. You will also see the swatches, and at the end of the video of course we're going to meet here again for the review part. So if you've just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist living for colorful makeup and colorful styling. When it comes to the makeup, I especially love of course my indie brands, because that is where I feel like this is just my place and I love it. I love the creativity of those people who are behind those brands, and I also just like this community very much, you know. So this is what I support, and this is what you're getting here on my channel. Beyond that, of course, check out my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, so you can see what else I'm doing, because all of the looks that I'm doing will come up there while you're seeing only part of it here, because I'm not filming every single thing that I am putting on my face. All right, so make sure to follow me there, because that is just a very good idea. So beyond that, I would love it if you were to subscribe to my channel, and of course check out my other videos, see if you like it here, and of course subscribe. That would be absolutely awesome. So I want to talk to you also today while I'm applying my makeup about something that is kind of currently happening in my life, or that I have heard and thought about it, and it has to do with two queens. And that is so cool, because I'm kind of very much into like queens and kings and all of that, and just like certain things about a story that you're going to hear. And that is all I'm going to say about this, because I want you of course to watch the video. Okay, so let's just hang out, and with all of that being said, let's just go right into the video. Okay, sweeties, here we are. It is early and we need to do a makeup job. Okay, so we're gonna go in, and today I want to use a couple of shades that I haven't used yet, but I'm kind of following an idea with all of the looks that I've done with this palette, and that is of course the dark theme. Because obviously that is how the palette looks, right? So but it is very colorful still while it is dark, and I love palettes like this. It is just so beautiful. You know, this is like I feel like I look so good in dark makeup looks. I don't know. If I'm wrong, don't correct me, because I want to keep believing it. Okay, so now I think I'm gonna go in with this shade, because this one I haven't tried yet. This is the shade New Day. I have tried this one already, but this one I haven't. So I'm gonna go in with this one, and I'm actually very tempted to then blend it out with this one, but I kind of did that already in, I think, the first look, just that I used this one as the darker shade in the look. So I think, because I also have not used this one, I'm going to give this one a try. But first of all, let's just put this one on, and I might also pull in the black later on. I think I've actually either in almost every look or in most looks I've pulled in the black. And maybe you've seen that there is like a sparkle to the black. It is not a shimmer though. It is not a shimmer. I thought so in the beginning, that it might have been a shimmer when I just saw pictures on social media, but it is not a shimmer, and also the sparkle doesn't bother me at all. So just saying. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in and I'm going to slowly build up this shade and see what happens, basically. Okay, So let us then just start talking, because this is Purim. When I'm filming this, this is my morning of Purim day. Okay, so Purim is of course a Jewish holiday or festival. Is it a festival? I don't know what the difference is. Festival, holiday? You make sense of it, okay? So it is Purim. So on Purim we kind of celebrate the whole book of Esther from the Old Testament, from the Bible, okay, from scriptures. So yesterday we went, of course, with the whole family to services, and within that service the whole book of Esther is being read. Okay, before everybody who is not religious turns off the device wherever you're watching me, because this is not sweetie, don't worry, this is not turning into a sermon. I just wanted to share a few thoughts, because it was just, you know, I sit there and I'm always thinking, well, I'm thinking, but I'm thinking then also, is this something I could talk about in my videos? Because I'm always on the hunt for something, maybe not necessarily always inspirational, but something to talk about, because it's so much nicer to have a makeup look done while you hear something, right? Because I think just people sitting there and just like doing tutorial style, now I do this, now I do that, I think it's extremely boring, and I personally don't want to watch it. Don't have time for that, you know? So yeah. So in any case, I was sitting there while we were reading the whole book of Esther, and this story is one of those stories that we of course read once a year, and I'm like, this is baffling me, this story, every single time. And I think it is super, super significant also that we are reading this right now, and that it is the Jewish month, or the Hebrew month of Adar, which stands for miracles. And also when I just in connection, like I think about the world situation and stuff, I think that is so cool. So in any case, but how the story starts already, when basically King Ahasuerus and Queen Vashti have a big celebration going on, like for days, you know. So I don't know how in English those names are called. I think I recall that in English translations it's called King Xerxes or something like this. I don't know. I'm gonna use the original names. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this one and just try to layer it a bit on top of this other shade, and then see what happens and see if I like it. Yeah. So in any case, so in the beginning the story starts really with we're being told how lavish the whole event is, and even like the colors of the decoration, how the pillars in the palace are being decorated, and all of this, you know, and the cups, is it cups, like golden cups that they're drinking from, that everybody has a golden cup, but each one is different, you know, and stuff like this. So they're going into detail like this, which is so cool. I love a good king and queen story. I'm just, you know, this is like, it's for me, it's like watching TV, you know. So in any case, so basically the story starts with King Ahasuerus is basically celebrating with the men. They have their own party, and then there is a palace, or a part of a palace, where all the women celebrate with the queen. So that is of course okay. I would rather celebrate together, but in any case, so that's what they did, and then at some point it hits King Ahasuerus that he wants to see Queen Vashti, and he kind of commands that she should come to the men's party, and kind of it feels for me always like, oh, who are you? Of course he's the king, he can apparently do whatever he wants, but I feel, of course, according to modern day standards, this is like, who are you? I'm having a party, I'm the queen. You tell me, because now it hits you that you kind of like feel bored, or you're so happy that right now you need me after like days of partying, that I have to be summoned now? Really? So she didn't go. She was actually really kind of cool. She defied him, you know. Of course, that was her downfall. which I kind of also understand, because I think a big mistake is to read those stories with our modern ideas in mind, you know? You kind of have to let it stand, because I don't think we, with our today's understanding, can really 100% get what these stories are all about. But in any case, I always think like she's really kind of cool, you know? Why she kept resisting him, I don't know. Was she evil? I don't know. Was she really cool? I kind of want to believe that she was really cool, you know? So I'm going to go back into this first shade, the New Day, the pinkish one, or the fuchsia one, and I'm just gonna like fluff it out, because the other shade I really wanted just for blending out. I want the main feature to be, of course, this shade right here. And in any case, so that was her downfall. But then, of course, the story continues, because the king, Ahasuerus, is looking for a new queen. Now, the next thing that baffles me is that he is just like, he's sending out the decree that they're supposed to gather up all the virgins in the kingdom and put them into a storage room. No, it's not, but into like a special palace where they're being treated for a whole year. For a whole year they're being prepared for their night with the king, basically, you know? And that is kind of really cool on so many levels. I mean, it is also very problematic, but that is not what I want to get to today. I kind of feel like it is such a symbol also of how long it takes to get you ready, you know? Because yes, sometimes people become queen or get the attitude of a queen in this, like, because it has to happen fast, because there is some kind of an emergency situation or whatever, you know? You kind of have to fall on your feet. But in this case now, I think it is actually really cool in a way for me to see and to learn that there is a process to everything. You know, there's a process to everything. Just taking it out of this this idea that they're harvesting virgins. I don't like that. I'm not really supporting this, but again, let's not forget we are thinking about this now in a very modern way, and back then it seems to have been an honor to be chosen, you know? So so that is, of course, like a whole different idea. But the whole thing that that everything in life is a process, and that also royalty potentially comes with a process. And this is the whole thing that I'm going through, and that is a very big theme in my personal life. Let me just get a different brush for the black, because I definitely want to have this look darker. Where are my little, here, my little helpers? No, that's not you. Wait, this one. So I'm gonna go in with the black, and I'm going to keep it like super deep in the crease, the black, okay? So, you know, that everything has a process that we have to go through, and I think shortcuts are not really, you know, the way to go, because it also has a lot to do with our personal growth in this, and how important it is, because if we take shortcuts, we will probably rob ourselves, you know? So what did Esther, or Hadassah before that, what did she have to do in that year? She went through a whole year of like queen treatment, you know? She went through like purification of the body, and through like treatments of the skin and the hair, and like oils, and incredible. Sign me up. Get a babysitter and sign me up. I would love that, you know? Okay, so in any case, but I think it is also so cool in the story how actually Esther, Queen Esther, who then was chosen because she was amazing, how she was so smart and also so devout in a way in this whole story, you know, because of course then there was this whole incident with Haman, who wanted to kill all the Jews and all of these things. So you read the story if you're interested, or like maybe you can Google a summary if you don't have the time, or you know, you don't want to read the whole story. But in any case, better than watching TV, seriously, because it is so there's a lot of suspension. Does one say that? I don't know. I don't have the vocabulary for this, but in any case, it is really, really a cool story, and with intrigues and murder and yeah, and all of that. So, in any case, what I really wanted to say is that I'm really, really impressed how in the station that Esther was as a queen, but really just in order to bring pleasure to the king, right? Back then, they did not have any other purpose. I don't know if queens really do have a different purpose, to basically, you know, bring offspring and pleasure to the king. So that is basically, I think, how it was. But she didn't have a lot of say in anything. She was just supposed to be pretty and pregnant, basically, I guess, you know. But then at some point, because she of course was Jewish or had Jewish background, which then came into play when Haman wanted to kill all the Jews in the kingdom, her uncle, who was raising her as his own daughter, he turned to her and said, you have to speak up. And that was, of course, life-threatening for her, you know. But she had to find a way to do this in a very, very smart way. And how the tools that she used in order to gain the attention of her husband, the king, and to stay in favor, you know, in his favor. I think there is a lot to learn from this, how we need to be smart about going about stuff. So now, with all of that being said, I want to make this relevant also, of course, to today's political situation now with the Ukraine and everything. Because I also feel always like I'm so small. I really, yes, I'm the queen of my channel because this is my channel, but do I have a lot of say in whatever happens outside of these walls? Not really, you know, not really. I'm here, I'm feeling very, very happy here in my space and everything, but beyond that, don't really have a lot of influence. I don't even reach that far when you think about it, you know. I mean, when just when I look at my YouTube statistics, you know, I know that I actually do have, thank God, an influence in a lot of people's lives, because here and there people just really, really connect to me and they're waiting for my videos and they say, you know, this means a lot to me and whatever. But I meant the whatever in a good way, not in like I don't care, you know. But do I have like a huge influence? No. So I kind of really connect to Esther in this case, because did she have a lot of influence? No. But she was allowed to speak when the king, or approached the king when the king extended his scepter towards her. All right. So, and that happened a couple of times basically in this story, that he was like, what do you wish me to do? The king asks her, what is your desire? Oh, like, okay, this is nice. I want this for my life, you know? Okay, so let's go in with the blue. This one. This is the most spectacular shade in the palette. If you ask me, I love this blue. It's royal blue, you know? Fits to the story. Okay, so let's just put this on. And then we'll see how we finish the look. But in any case, I think this is just such a cool story with so much drama and so much suspension and so much, and then also a happy end in a way, you know, because yes, she goes through all of this. It gets really, really dangerous in a way for her, but she goes through this and she prepares all of her actions with fasting and prayer and being smart, you know, and also to, in a way, using her gifts as a woman, you know, that she was just really, really pretty, and she, like, the king loved her, you know. So that was also smart, you know, be smart, fast and pray. So I think that is a very, very good lesson to learn, you know. So in any case, the story of course ends with a lot of fighting and a lot of like war and all of that, because, and that is also something where I think, wow, this is mind-boggling, because Esther asks at some point, she asks the king, can you please reverse the degree that you have said that the Jews can be killed, you know? And he says, whatever has been signed by me and like sealed with my signet ring cannot be reversed. Can you wrap your head around this? You know, he cannot, he's the king, but he cannot reverse anything that he has already decreed. That's anxiety building, you know, like you better don't make a mistake if that is how it is, right? So so basically then he puts out another decree that the Jews may defend themselves and fight back. That is another thing that is completely mind-boggling to me. What were they supposed to do beforehand? Just stand there and wait till they're being killed? Like, really? Okay. Again, modern day thoughts, modern day influences when I'm speaking, you know, but still, like, really? Okay. So I'm just changing brushes and I'm going to go in with that same shade, and I'm just going to push it a little bit more into the black here in the crease, just so we have a little bit more of a transition. And then also I think I might then go in with the black and just go back and forth between the black and the blue. But in any case, so that is what I wanted to speak about today. There are so many amazing things in this story where I just like every 2 seconds my jaw drops when I think about this story. I think it is an amazing, cool, very, very exciting story. Now, I know there are, of course, a lot of movies about this also, about this whole story and stuff. I don't know. I always feel like reading is so much nicer than movies, because in my head, there is nothing any movie producer can do as well as it happens in my head. Anyone knows how that feels? Like, I really love what's happening in my head. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna put on a little bit more black, and as I said, I'm gonna go back and forth and just perfecting the whole thing, the whole blend. But overall, this is how it's going to look. And of course, I think I'm very much into my glitter liners these days, so I think that is also what I'm going to add. And of course then finishing the under eye area. So we are gonna go now, eye and my eyeshadow, and I'm going to finish this look, and beyond that, of course, you're going to see the other 3 looks in just a second, together with these swatches, and then we'll meet here again for the review part, so stay tuned. Okay, my lovelies, now we're here, of course, with the finished look and the finished styling, and now let's talk about the palette. All right, sweeties, this is how she looks. It comes in a sleeve that looks exactly like the palette, and then you do have the ingredients, I think, just on the sleeve, and this is, of course, the palette. So this is how she looks. The outer design is super, super beautiful done, super, super well executed. You do have cardboard packaging, you do have a mirror, you do have shade names that are, of course, on theme for the whole theme of the palette. And yeah, and you do have the color schemes. You do have mattes and shimmers. Let me just point out the mattes to you, because that is less than the shimmers, okay? So this one is a matte, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. All right, so ratio wise, I would almost prefer if there would be more mattes, but that is just me. Though the quality of the shimmers is really, really nice. Now, before we, of course, talk more in detail about this, let me just zoom you in so you can see how I finished the look. And then, of course, I'm also going to tell you how I finished the look. That was actually really, really easy. Okay, so I did, of course, a glitter liner, as you can see, and also I applied some glitter here on top of the shades that I put underneath my eye. Under my eye. All right, so this is how it turned out, and the lashes are actually really, really small for me today, because I kind of felt like it. I was about to wait, this is shaking, wait, don't shake. Okay, so I was actually about to put on my regular big lashes, and today I kind of felt like, no, I want to have something that is a little bit more cutesy, you know? So that is what it is. They are very, very, like, they're not bushy. you know. I got them as a gift because usually I don't even buy or purchase lashes like this because all my lashes are like super sized, because that is usually what I feel. But today I'm very, very glad that I got those. I actually got those from one of you, you know, so thank you very much. Okay, sweeties, so this is what it is. Now let's talk about the palette. Let us talk maybe first of all, let's talk about the mattes, you know. Okay, so let me just tell you about the performance, because actually the first look that I did, that was the more like purplish leaning look that you saw in the pictures, I did not enjoy that so much. And you know why? Because I'm just not a first impression person. Now, was this a first impression for the whole brand? No, because I have of course worked with 3 other palettes from Lois Cosmetics before, but it has been a while. And me personally, and that is just my character, I need some time to work myself, like to wiggle my way into a palette, into a soul of a palette. And that's why you see very, very, very few first impression videos here on my channel, because I just don't believe in them, because you can be so, so wrong. Now, would I have gone according to the first impression, the first look? I would have not been so happy, but that was not because the performance in this look was bad. It was just me, because I needed more time. By the way, I should also point out that maybe you even saw that the blending of the dark shades, just blending them out with themselves basically on the primer, was just so amazing. Now, in all of my looks, I think maybe even for the first one, I used this one from Jybel MUA, which is very, very similar to the one from P. Louise, and I loved it. It is such a good performance on this primer. I cannot even tell you, it was amazing. So I had no reason to change it because I loved it so much, you know. So just saying, the blendability also of the mattes is really, really extraordinary, because you do not really need to have a transition shade or anything. You can use a bone color matte, whatever fits your skin tone, and blend them out. So you don't have to have that in the palette, of course, because everybody has a shade like this at home. So, and that is all you need, really. You know, the blendability is amazing. The buildability is really, really nice. They feel very, very nice and smooth. During the swatching, I have to say, not everybody or every one of the mattes swatched that well, honestly, but I always build up my swatches so they look nice, because I want it to look nice and professional, you know. But I'm also doing all of this on a bare arm. There is nothing on my arm when I'm doing my swatches. All right, but performance on the eye, on the eyeshadow base, was absolutely beautiful, you know. Also, I should point out that with this one, I did not have any staining. And I was so impressed, because I didn't expect that at all. Now, this one I used today for the first time, so I don't know yet, but I'm not really expecting it so much, because if there was no staining from this one, don't really expect staining from this one either, but there could be, just, I don't know. Okay, I don't know as of right now. I have to say that also the shimmers, they're super, super creamy, very, very opaque, and for the most part also very like foiled, you know, like not foiled, but metallic, like in a metallic kind of a way. And I really, really enjoyed this. This was beautiful, you know, and the more looks I did, the more I got into it. And of course, as you know, it is also my preference to work with dark shades. I just feel it looks amazing on me. Now, sounds so bad when I say that about myself, but I kind of feel also that it's true, you know. So in any case, this is what it is. I really, really enjoyed this. I highly recommend this palette. I love it. If you're into this color scheme, this could be absolutely something that you could enjoy. And regarding the black, the performance of the black is super, super nice. It is a matte with some micro glitter in it, but it really doesn't matter. I have to say, it is so finely milled, this glitter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really appear on, like, in the look, you know. It doesn't make an impact. So it is cute in the palette, but I don't believe it does matter in the look itself, you know. So that's what it is. Okay, so let me just tell you what I did to finish the look. Now, I do have a bit of a lighter green on my waterline, and I also pushed this kind of a, it's not really a green, it's more like a teal kind of a shade. So I pushed this one under, like right underneath, you know. And then I actually used my highlighter palette. I've also shown you this already in a couple of videos. This is the one from Marilia Scott Cosmetics, and this is the Your Highlight is Too Bright palette, and this is the one, and I blended it out with this green shade. And this one I have in my inner corner, And this one I have on my cheekbones, and this one also I have like in the T-zone and stuff. So I used basically for all the highlighting while I'm hitting myself, I used all of this like for highlighting, you know? So just saying. So this is how I finished the look. And of course the glitter, I just use random glitter that I get from AliExpress or wherever I get it from. So no big deal, yeah? So this is how I finished the look. I hope you did enjoy this. I hope you did also enjoy all the other looks. And of course they will all come up on social media if you want to see, of course, more pictures of that look, because I always post a lot of pictures from different angles and stuff like that. So make sure to follow me on social media. I would love to be connected there with you as well. And beyond that, if you've made it till here and you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Would love to have you here as part of my very, very loving and growing tribe. Beyond that, of course, check out my description box, because you do have all my discount codes that I have with the different brands listed there. Also ways to support my channel in case you wish to do so. Also, of course, everything that I'm wearing on my face today. And don't forget to leave a comment if you wish to do so. So that is what it is for today, and I'm going to see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.